Hello and welcome to Keep Hope Alive podcast. Today we have a great show. We have Irene Vaksberg with us. I did say your last name, right?
Fixed.
So we are going to be learning about Irene and all the different things she's been through in life, from struggles and inspiring others and starting her own company. Oh my gosh, she is a blessing in disguise. But as I always say before we get started, Irene, how many weddings have you been to in, let's say, the past 10 years?
Probably two.
Two? Okay. So one of our sponsors here at Keep Hope Alive is lifeonrecord.com. Now, usually when you go into the ceremony, they have a guest book for people to sign and everything. Well, they came up with this great concept. There's no more guest book, but there is a vintage rotary phone that your guests can pick up and leave a message. Congratulations on your wedding, or hey, it's about time that you actually got married. So I say it's all in the tone of the voice and everything. So they also put a QR code scan bar for you to take out your cell phone. And so you can save it for later also. You could do it before the wedding or after the wedding and leave that. Once all these messages get collected, they will burn it onto a 12-inch vinyl record, or they have this cute little boom box that they will put the messages in. I think it's fun because usually right before the 1 year anniversary, and here's my little side note, they give you this phone number for 1 year. I would tell people to call that number before the year is up and say happy first anniversary,
I
and then
love
that
that.
gets put on too. So, but it's only $99 for the year, and the couple gets to collect and hear all the congratulation messages and everything. So you can find them on www.lifeonrecord.com. So Irene, I love that name. I was like singing a song. Come on, Irene. Is that's a song, right?
It's actually Eileen, but the song that
Eileen.
I hear
Close.
it's okay, it's close. I've had that too. But the most song that sang with to me, no matter what time of the day, is Good Night, Irene.
Good night, Irene. They just want you to go to sleep, huh?
Well, that's a song. Good night, Irene. Good night, Irene. I'll see you in the morning. It's like
That's
from
awesome.
90s, 50s, or 60s or something like that.
Girl, I didn't know at a hotel I was checking out Three Dog Night. I did not know because they told me the room number and it was a totally different name, and they saw my name, Nadine. And then all of them started to sing, Nadine, honey, is that you, from Chuck Berry. And
Oh
I
my
was
God.
like, I was a smart butt to them. I go, bravo. And I'm Madonna, like a virgin. Hey, they go, she is so cool. We don't, she doesn't know who we are. So I was like, oh, who are you? And they sang Jeremiah was a bullfrog right in front of me.
Oh,
But little did they know that back in New Jersey at my church, I was in choir when I was younger, and we had to sing that
oh.
song. So it was really
Wow.
cool, yeah, to hear them sing it in front of me at a hotel. And I was like,
Amazing.
yeah, I was like, "Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. I was kind of like really rude to you all." So, but no, they were just happy I didn't know who they were.
Oh my God.
But
That's
definitely,
crazy. And what a
I
beautiful
know, right?
experience.
Yes, it was different. It was really different. So, but yeah, so I want to dive in and talk about you and your journey and what you've been through. So, tell us, it's a loaded question, who Irene is.
Well, Irene is a mother. Well, I was a wife before, I guess, before I was a mother. I was a wife twice. I got divorced twice. I am a mother of two beautiful daughters, 33 and 22. I have four beautiful grandchildren and a dog named Emma that's on my lap, about 3 pounds. And she's snoring, so I apologize if you can hear her.
Okay.
Um, so Irene is a friend. a support system, an inspiration, a hairdresser, a healer in many ways, a person that you can count on in your difficult moments, and a person that sees life as a journey, not as a curse, even though there's been many curses.
You do sound like me. We have a lot in common. Even the dog snoring part.
Oh, okay. Well, you
Do
know
that
what
all
they
the
say,
time.
alike minds, connect with those, find the like minds, right?
Yes. Yes, I do. Yeah. So definitely. So yeah, being a mom and teaching others not to give up. That was something I read that I was just so drawn to because a lot of people will get very frustrated in life if something goes wrong and they're just like, I can't handle this anymore. And then it's like you backtrack because, I mean, if you have that frustration, you gotta find self-love out of that and kind of move forward and everything and understand who you are as a person, past, present, and where you want to go. But don't look too much in the past because each day is a new day, right?
Yes,
So,
yes. And my thought process on all of that is the past what made you stronger. So for me, when I've given up, and it's okay. Like, so I've learned that I didn't give up. I might have surrendered to saying I'm tired and I can't do this alone, and the prey becomes bigger. And for me, surrendering, English is not my first language, and it's like completely giving up, like you've done, like raising your hand, that red flag, and it's over. But it's not. It's meaning I had to learn, and actually learn that on a podcast as I was sharing my story, and I said I gave up. It was so hard. I could not do it anymore. I prayed to die because the situation that I was in was so compelling, was so difficult, was so dire. I felt like I was suffocating, and the woman goes, no, 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 you didn't give up, you surrendered. And I went into this almost like screaming match, like, what do you mean? I'm not in surrender. I'm so She's like, no, no, no. I mean, surrender meaning that when you said you gave up, but you prayed again, that's what it means, that you gave up, you surrendered to the higher power. You did not have to carry this burden alone, that you gave it to the universe. So, and when I get to those moments again, I looked in the past, how I dealt with it, right? Because that's where the lesson was learned
mhm.
from. And it's okay sometimes to look in the past, for me personally, because I tell people, when you're struggling and you think you cannot do it, remember how far you have walked, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Look back and see that you were in that difficult situation and you never thought you will be able to get out of it. Use that strength that you used don't dwell on the past, yes, but use that strength, that fuel that gave you in that situation, and go forward.
You see, I've gotten to a point like me and God have conversations. I'm kind of like, hey, what's up? I'll be like, okay, another challenge. I dissected this one. It's a little bit hard for me, but hey, can you help me take the wheel? That's what I always say. Will you take the wheel and lead me through this? I understand it may take a few days, a week, or whatever, and I'm up for the lesson to learn from this. But, for me, I think it's just being empathic and a healer and stuff and helping people that I get dealt with so many challenges. And I always say, it's how I take them and how I learn from them and work them. And you know what? Let's share it to the world too, because that's what it's about. Don't ever give up. If you are someone like me and it feels like challenge, 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 great. Put up your body armor, shield it off, let it bounce off and go, you know what? We got this.
Oh, and we absolutely got it. And when I share my personal story, how, the first divorce, becoming a single mother, struggling with, you know, wanted to build my business. You know, I dreamt of having a salon, and here I was divorced. I had so many responsibilities, and I made mistakes. Not probably, for sure, neglected my child because my baby was my salon and my goal and my dream. I should have never gotten married at 21 and had a baby at 21, and 3 years later got divorced, right? But I would not change it for the world, because now I can say to that single mother at 23 that's divorced, I did it. You can do it too. No, it's not going to be easy. It's going to be really freaking hard. Are you going to get through, and you're going to do it? So God gave me that lesson. That no, first He gave me that struggle, but the lesson is I've learned from it, and now I can hold someone else's hand. And then I did get my salon, and I did it 5 years younger, and I did remarried again, and then there was another divorce. Then I had a miscarriage in the midst of it, and then the love of my life came into my life, and left. And I mean, mental,
Oh,
physical, emotional, I was a mess. And then my oldest daughter, like, didn't take a good turn. I had to sell my salon, my successful business that was making me over $150,000 a year. I had 9 people that working with me. My name was finally in lights. I felt like I gave gratitude to my parents that took us from former Soviet Union and brought us to this country so we could have our dreams, our hopes, our goals, and I had to focus on not the loss, but that I actually did it, right? That I did create my American dream as a single mother. It was so hard, but look, my name was in lights. So it's possible, right? It's possible.
it is.
And you know what kept me going is those stories from other people's experience. I took a seminar with Peter Vargas, and it was like a week long. And on Sunday, there was a pastor. And he's like touched my heart. And he said, God gave you pain for a reason. Don't waste your pain. He gave you that pain so you can go through it, understand it, heal, and share it with others. And the way he said that God gave you that pain for a reason, don't waste it. It was, and I already was sharing, but the way he said it, I'm paraphrasing, it literally gave me goosebumps. I had tears. Like he said, you didn't suffer just to suffer. You suffered because now that will be your purpose. That will be
Yeah.
your passion. And and it was so true, because before I took that class, I was in a terrible car accident. That was 13 years ago. And I did lose everything. And I lost myself. And I lost my 6-figure business that I built as a single mother. It took very long
That's
time,
hard.
lots of hard work. And I felt alone. I felt depressed. I felt like God left me. He was not there with me. And for the first time in my life, I asked, why me? I've never asked that ever,
Never
because
ask that. Yeah.
and, because I never want anyone to go through that pain, because God gives it to me because He knows I can handle it. But I was exhausted. I just got myself to a great place, and then this car accident happened right on my birthday. So I started 43 in chronic pain, anxiety, depression, loss
Oh,
of
wow.
income right before Thanksgiving. That's where I make my most money, and that did not happen. And then my life became living hell. I went from one doctor to another doctor, and no one could really give me any options, solutions, or any sort of help. It was all like just for that moment, temporary. That's the word.
Yes, yes. And that's always a hard thing. When going through doctors and hearing, okay, you're okay. Don't worry about anything. It's kind of like going, oh, okay, well, this doctor has a concern. Why don't you? Or why doesn't the other one? It gets very confusing. And I had to do an x-ray really, really quick today on my back. And the guy, what do you call him at the x-ray? Like a not
Extra text.
technician.
Yeah, extra
Yeah,
text.
yeah. He was just like, so why are you here? I go, because I'm battery operated and my battery probably came undone. what do I tell you? Like, so, I mean, it's just been a hard journey, but you have to find those people that will care, the doctors that will care for you. Now, I keep hearing, and I don't know if it's a like a East Coast or what, but I have not heard of a functional doctor.
Oh
Never heard
yeah,
that term.
there's
Yeah.
there's a lot of them. It's something new, I think. I think it just came on board or into the field the last 5 years or so. Maybe
Man.
10 the most.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to look that up and
Yeah,
definitely see because that's exactly what I'm needing, you know?
yeah.
And it's weird because I get those dreams that seem so vivid. And it was weird. It's like I saw it was a circle, but like different cells. And some of them had a cross in it, but it was purple and blue. And it was like, why am I dreaming this? Like, who cares? Like, why am I dreaming of cells? Like, but I think, hey, was it a message from the universe? Like, maybe I need a deeper scan and
Yeah,
something definitely going on.
absolutely. Trust your intuition and ask the doctors to do whatever you need to do. What I've learned through my journey of my chronic pain and anxiety and depression, that you have to be your own advocate. Doctors, it's hard for them to act, to be your advocate, because they're chained by the pharmaceutical companies, by rules and regulations, by red tape, and they can only help you in that realm. But if I've learned to ask the right questions, and they have to be very careful how to answer them. And listen, again, they are taught by the book, and it's hard for them to look beyond the book. And my journey for 5 years of trying to figure it out, how to get my stability, how to get my mobility back, how to live a better quality of life, how to be less pain, more focused, sleep better. I had to go on
Yeah.
my own journey and become almost my own doctor, and go to like holistic approach to health and pain management, and looking to change my diet, and taking the health into my hand, like researching inflammation, right? What
Yeah.
it does to your body, how to control it. It takes a lot of work. And in the midst of it all, like there's no money coming my way. Clients are leaving left and right. The depression is sinking in even more. Body is like literally not working with me. There's so much, medical conditions and so much disconnection. It's hard to be depressed, and that could be another call. I never understood depression until I went through it, and I had to apologize to some people, because my mindset is so strong that it doesn't waver too much. Is that the right word? Waver?
I think so. Yeah. Well, when it's taken the different
It
channels to
doesn't.
learn and process each
Yeah,
thing.
I'm very like one track mind. And I used to say, oh, you're so this and you're so that, mind over matter, breathe. No, not when you can't. As much as I used all my tools and how strong my mind is, I I did not see myself out, because when bills are piling on, when doctors don't have anything to help you, when you're 12 years old, has to take care of you, and when doctors said we don't have a lot of options, you're probably going to be in a wheelchair, and that's not who I am. it
Yeah.
it's really becomes difficult. And the only thing I wanted to do is to have my 43rd birthday. I was so excited. I wanted to start falling in love. I wanted to date. I was ready for a partner. And the only partners I got was doctor appointments, doctor appointments, doctor appointments. And my joke was, I mean, okay, that's fine, but maybe I could find a doctor or nurse to fall in love, but they were old enough to be my children.
Oh, but you're so young.
Well, I mean, I'm 55. At the time, I was 43, but they were like 27, 28, 30. I mean, it's a little young.
Oh, you see, yeah. For me, learning how to date again, I'm 45, is like, what do I want? Somebody who's older than me. Is it okay for me to date a little bit younger?
Yep.
But for some reason, I'm always like, no. No
Oh
younger.
no, I prefer on my profile, if anybody's single and available and want to mingle.
You're just like, whoever's going to be nice and spiritual and treat me
So
good.
I kind of,
Yeah,
my
age is
thing
the
is 10
number.
years. Yeah, age is a number, but this also has to be respect. I mean, if your
Yeah.
child is 33, there's no way. My child is 33, so there's no way. But I'm always attracting younger people because I feel like I have a very young personality. I mean, I'm 55, but
Oh,
I
that's
feel sometimes I'm like 45. So 10 years younger, I'm comfortable. But, Dan was
yeah.
younger, not older per se. But so yeah, so that's what I wanted to do, is do that. But instead, for 5 years, I was just in and out of emergency rooms and doctor's
Yep.
appointments, being poked and x-rayed and MRI'd and attached to all these machines, and
Yes.
and it sounds so terrible that when I went to the doctor and when my next appointment came about, I prayed for some sort of a disease, because then they could take me serious. It wasn't only in my head, that I wasn't pretending, that I didn't feel the things that were happening to me. So, I mean, imagine getting tested for MS or Parkinson's. They even tested me for dementia. And they're like, no, all of that is good. And being disappointed because they didn't understand what was happening with me. They didn't understand how chronic pain can create so many different symptoms and so many different inconvenience, and that it puts brain on overdrive, and brain, your nervous system is the key that holds it together. So yeah, I was disappointed that I was not diagnosed with some of the things that they were testing me.
And you know what? I just, was listening to somebody speak on MS, okay? How MRIs won't even pick it up. So you can come in and be like, okay, my face, I feel paralyzed, I can't feel my whole body, but it's invisible. And when we go and say, this is happening, they're like, we'll check MRI, CAT scan. No, we don't see anything. You're good to go. And it's
Yeah.
like, no, I mean, the last time I was in the hospital, they were checking for strokes. And it's like, I mean, come on, doctor. I'm just trying to understand this. They know I have pain. They know I've been in there for kidney stones and everything. But it was the doctor who released me. Oh, do you feel any pain? And I'm like, I wanted to say, do you read your charts? Because I've been in pain the whole time I've been in
Oh,
here.
oh my God.
They're like,
So,
you can
so,
go
so
home.
insane. So insane.
Yeah. She goes,
I,
if you feel pain, come back. And I go, well, what do you want me to do? Go put my foot outside and turn around and come back?
yeah.
And a whole different remit? I hate to say that, but it's gotten to a point. If the doctors don't care, why should I? And I should never think like that. But,
And it's interesting.
it's the
Yeah.
weirdest thing.
And listen, doctors they took away my hope. And I am not one of those people to become hopeless. I'm always, the glass is overflowing, no matter not how dire situations that it's been in my life. As I
Yeah.
said, many, I've never lost hope. I feel like I am hope, but not
Yes.
Irene. I am hope. I'm always in faith. I'm always saying that God got me, and God got me, and God did
Yeah.
get me. As that 5 years ago, where I sat there in my chair and I said, I'm done. This little voice did not allow me to be done. As I prayed to go because I was so exhausted to feel hopeless, this little
Yeah.
voice said to me, Irene, one more prayer, just one more prayer, just do it a little bit more specific. I didn't know, but one more prayer. And I did pray very specific. And maybe this prayer was less selfish. I prayed for others, not just for myself. I don't
Yes.
know, but I said, God, okay, if you decide to keep me here, I will share your testimony that I gave up on you. but you did not give up on me. And if you answered me and I asked for drug-free, non-invasive, no chemicals, no side effect, affordable, because I was option for my chronic pain, because I said I'm in almost $17,000 in pain, in debt. I don't have a penny to rub in. And I said, and I'm losing my business. I have nothing left. I have a couple of people. And I said, if it's a business, it has to be with heart, mission, purpose, and passion. And I said, I will share my heart out, both the story that I gave up and you still got me, and whatever you're sending me. And let me tell you, I released it and I prayed, waited for that sign for me to die.
Yeah,
And
definitely. But
instead
look
of
at
God,
you. You're sharing your story and your word and getting this out to people. And that's
it,
important.
yes, and instead God sent me a miracle that I didn't believe in. So miracles do happen. And you know something, it's not how many times you give up, it's how many times you find a deeper strength. You have to go really deep when you say I'm giving up.
Really deep.
And you know something, don't say I've learned through my struggle. Giving up is very heavy. I started asking people to say, I am going to rest for a minute. Like, I can't do this anymore. I'm going to step back and rest for a minute. And that is a more positive way than saying give up. Yes, you feel like giving up, and you should acknowledge your struggle, your pain. Don't ever minimize it. Don't ever hide it. Speak it out loud. I'm tired. I'm sick. I feel disappointed. Why me? Sometimes we must say that to allow that to release from our negative cells, right? And
Yeah.
then get up, take the next step, pray, dig deep inside yourself, find that little glimpse of hope. And again, I used to hate this saying, fake it until you make it.
I don't like that saying either.
But
Yeah.
but you know something, it does work, because faking until you make it, meaning continue praying if you don't believe in it. You have to visualize yourself not being pain-free, because I could not see myself. Doctors told me I'm going to be in wheelchair. It was really hard to kind of change that mindset at looking at myself at the beach, or traveling, or getting on the plane and going to a happy hour, dancing. I'm a salsa dancer, 2 left feet, but I'm moving. So we have to do some tools that these tools to be able to find that hope, find that faith, to hold on to faith when you don't have hope, hold on to hope when you don't have faith, and
Yeah.
go for it, go for it, go for it. That's why these stories are so important. Other people's stories said, okay, if they did it, I may be able to do it. They found something for themselves, I may find something for myself. And I'm so grateful that they have shared it. So I got my miracle. I got my miracle product, that everything I asked for and more. And let me tell you, I said no to that miracle for 4 months. So the other message to all of the viewers, when we pray with open heart and open mind, because
Yeah.
God gives us not what we need, but no, not what we want, but what we need. And in the most craziest ways, because I prayed for a pill, a treatment, or some sort of a surgery, but my miracle came in a drug-free option.
Good. Good.
Right? So in the way it came, I didn't expect, because I didn't think it's going to work. And I said no, because I was tired of trying things. People in chronic pain like me, like you, and if the audience are listening, with the strongest community out there, with the strongest people out there, because a lot of us look fine from outside, but neurologically we're falling apart. The pain comes from the brain. That's what I've learned. When your neurology is not balanced, everything else is not working properly. And if we can optimize our neurology, we can help our body heal itself. And invisible diseases are tough on the human, because if it's a broken arm, doctors know what to do. But when they don't see it and they cannot feel it, they don't believe us.
Yeah, they don't believe us. And like the hidden pain that I've had to go through since 2002, I could be at a 10 plus in pain, but I'm not crying. My face may not show it. However, I'm grinding my teeth.
Yeah.
I'm severely in pain. I can't function. I go there. But I was like, I'm so tired. Oh, maybe she's just looking for pills. No,
Oh my
I'm not.
God.
I am
I,
looking
oh my God.
for to be
Relief.
stopped. Yeah, relief of this pain. I can't function. So, they don't know all, like, as much as you tell them, this is going on, this is this, well, let's draw your blood. They're going to look for the facts and see and everything, but,
Buy the book, buy the book.
by
But
the book.
yeah, but you know something, what I was going to say, please don't give up. Keep on knocking on the doors. Solutions, options are there. I
Yeah,
know we get disappointed 99% of the time. That's why I did not want to say yes to this new thing that I found, that it was a gift that gave me my life back. But I need you just to trust the journey. Keep on searching, keep on knocking
yes,
on those doors, even as difficult to say yes to something again, because we people in chronic pain, we made peace with it. We already know how to handle it. We know how to put a smile while our body is on fire. We know how to leave a party when we cannot handle it. We know how to give an excuse not go to the party. We
yeah,
know. And so it's hard to go and say, okay, I'll try something else, because we don't want to be disappointed. We made this bubble, we made this little circle, right? We know how to live in it. And but I
yeah,
need you to bust out of that circle. I need you to keep trying, keep the faith, keep the hope alive, become your own doctor. Search. There's a lot of options. Self-care is very important. Don't be so hard on yourself. Listen, there were days that I could not get out of bed, and that was okay. And I had to call and say to my um customer, I can't do your hair today, and I know that she's not coming back, and I just lost another $100 that I could not afford. But God does help. He will come at the right person,
yeah,
with the right person, with the right option, the right door. So when the door closed on my salon, and that um journey that I identify myself as a hairdresser since I was 16 years old, God gave me this whole other incredible thing that I can still help people, I can still inspire people, I can help them live better
yeah.
quality of life.
You see, that's important to help people understand that and stuff, that you don't have to close the door and just give up. Just move forward because, here's an example. I had to go to a prom, and in my head, I have trouble dancing because it's going to hurt my leg. I know that. And I always say, I'm going to pay the price the next day, which it does happen. But you know what? I wanted to have fun. I wanted to be myself. I wanted to get on the dance floor. Why stop life because of this illness, that I have with my leg? And the other one was when I was first getting diagnosed before the stimulator. I couldn't do anything for the pain. It hurt so bad. And I remember at karaoke, one lady is like, no, come out and dance with me. And I didn't know the dance to Copperhead Road yet. And I go, no, 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 I'm fine. And then she kept trying to pull me out. No, you got to learn. You just follow me. And I was like, but I'm hurting. And she would not let me say no. I did it. And then the next day, when I woke up, I got on YouTube and I put Copperhead Road and I started practicing again. And I go, you know what? I like dancing. This is something in my life that I want to continue to do and have fun. And when I'm doing photo shoots for weddings and everything, and it's dance time, I'm out there showing them how to do stuff. And it's so
Amazing.
funny, like they have a new dance called the Polly Pocket, and I watch it and and I'll always go back, is it going to hurt my leg? I don't want to feel that pain. But then I was like, you know what? Who cares? Go for it. learn it. You know what? More exercise is going to help heal
Yeah,
also.
exercise, definitely keep on moving, keep going. And you know something? I had to have a funeral for the Irene that was prior to the car accident because that was no longer available. I had to be angry at the car accident. I had to be angry at the person that created the car accident. I had to be angry of my friend for 17 years leaving me. She was the driver, leaving me at most difficult moment. So you can be angry. You
Yeah.
can, you must be angry and release it because the anger kills us, right?
Oh,
And
yeah.
then you have to forgive that anger. You have to forgive that situation. You have to, the dreams that I made on the old Irene could not happen anymore, right? So and I'm still mourning my salon. Listen, $100,000 a year, it's a lot of money. I was booked 3 months in advance. I worked really hard. It's finally taking me almost 5 years to open my hairdressing book and say, yes, it's no longer a fool how it was, but I have appointments with people, podcasts, interviews, people that live in chronic pain, and now I am their coach and I can guide them. So one appointment replaced it with something else even bigger and better. So,
Yeah.
but I had to forgive. I had to let go. I had to acknowledge the hurt, the pain. I had to acknowledge that my body doesn't function the same way. Right. And when I acknowledge that, yes, my body is in pain, my body cannot move the same way as it did. I forgive you, but I'm not
Yes.
angry at you. I forgive. I was angry and I was bitter. And when I kind of had that funeral and had that therapy with myself by saying, yes, I'm angry, but I am forgiving that situation. And now my car accident is not a curse. It's a blessing. I was not buried, and I thought I was buried with bills and trouble and chronic pain and anxiety, depression. My body could not move. I had no stability. I controlled movement, and that was the lessons. Now I can help people that uh, been through that, and now I can be that support system where the doctors cannot be because I've been through it. I feel it. I understand it. I can say I hear you and I see you. So that those
Yes.
difficult moments, honor them, lean into them, grow from them.
Yes. Yes. That's the best advice out there. So I really love hearing that. Now, I mean, with you doing this, you created what is it called? The Super Patch Company. I want to hear about that.
Yeah, so I did not create it.
Oh,
Is a
okay.
Canadian, well, you need millions and millions of dollars. The brain, I mean, my mind, it's over my head. So the company 7 years, it started in Canada and it started with the magic sock.
A magic sock.
Yeah,
How
that's
easy.
what I was gifted, a sock. Do you see the little orange patch?
Yeah.
So that's a wearable, neurological wearable technology. So it's a proprietary pattern that's woven into this little sock that when it touches the skin, it triggers a response in the brainstem and the central nervous system and puts it in homeostasis, neurological balance. I
I
know,
want that
I know.
sock.
So yeah, so the sound, nothing this is not a cure or anything. It just optimizes your brain. So this is like braille for your brain. And your skin has many
And
sensories, like many nerve endings. And so when it connects, it triggers a response. But now we upgraded to these little patches. So it's the same technology. One second. I'll show you. So it's
this is very
exactly,
interesting.
yeah, so it's exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
But now with no more socks because people don't want to wear socks and they don't want to sleep in them. So we have this. It's been around, it's a patch, does exactly the same thing.
And it goes
So,
on your foot or where?
so this goes anywhere in your body. because
Okay.
sensory is all over our body, nerve endings is everywhere. So you put this on anywhere and you keep it for 24 hours and then you replace it. So it's drug-free, non-invasive, no chemicals, no side effects, been registered with FDA level 1 medical device. So it's, we have studies,
Wow.
we have science, and FDA, and we have like 11 different patches for exercise victory. We have pain relief. We have REM sleep. We have immune
Really?
optim. Yeah.
Does it really help you sleep though?
Oh, yes, it does. And we have a study to show it to you. It helps you optimize your REM sleep. That's the restful sleep where your body heals. So, does it help? Absolutely. Does it take time to build itself up? Absolutely. So, you have to be
Yeah,
consistent, and it's not addictive like sleeping pills, right? It actually improves your neurology of the part where, the sleep is.
really, because I've tried the other day not to take one of my sleeping pills because I've been on it for 5 years.
Oh,
The
wow.
only problem was I didn't fall asleep till 4 a.m. and my alarm went off at 6 in the morning. I was like, I can't do this. There's no way. I mean, I know that my kids want me off of this medicine, and because I had one of the ambient story people. So, it's just really hard, but it gives me my restful sleep. And
But
I
it
may be
gives,
sleeping, but I'm still sleeping. I didn't know
so
I did
it
that.
gives you chemical restful sleep, not, it's a completely different quality of sleep, right? But
Yeah.
anyway, I have a lot of information for you on sleep because I live, dream, think this patches, and so yeah, so this is what God gave me, a miracle that
Yep.
I asked for. And again, it's in patches now. And it gave me a purpose, it gave me a mission, it gave me a reason to get out of my bed, to share my
Yay.
story of faith. Most important is the story of faith, that I lost it, but God still believed in me, and
That's
He
good.
took care of me, right?
Yeah.
He took care of me. And when we lose hope and we lose faith, we feel alone. I felt very much alone, even though God was always there, walking with me, right? He was there. He was
Yeah.
just waiting for that right moment when I said that right word, that I've learned enough, that I struggled enough, that I let go and said, okay, you take care of it. It's your decision. It's surrender. I fully
Exactly.
surrendered at that time. So don't be afraid to ask for help. It's hard for me to ask for help. I'm a giver. I'm not a very good receiver. So I'm
Yeah.
practicing that. And yeah, stay in faith. You're not buried. You are planted for something better. I don't care what you're going through. You will come on the other side as a bright
Yep.
light. Lean into it. Don't see it as your difficult moment as a curse, but as a blessing. Yes, it's absolutely hard to do it. I didn't see it. I just told you I had to forgive the anger and let go of the anger and say that, yes, that happened. I forgive, right? Yes, I lost so much, but I gained so much. I
Yeah.
gained even a better version of myself.
See, yeah, I've learned patience, acceptance, and understanding and being a better listener within the past year. And those were just part of another journey, which I loved. And, I don't want to say I wasn't a good listener. I was just a free spirit. But, it's like, I don't think when I look at my younger self, maybe back in school, maybe it was just me talking all the time, and I shouldn't have done that. I should have been more of a better listener. And, I can't rewind time, but I can work on it right now. And just, I've been there for people who don't even know me, whether it's me picking up the phone saying, "Hi, thank you for calling. Da, 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 da. Hi." And they'll start wanting to make an appointment, but they will tell me their whole life. And I'm like, Okay, well, I didn't ask for the whole life story, but I listened and I just listened and I was like, yes. But, I have friends that will come to me, what do I need to do? Ever since I started the podcast. Now, I will laugh at this one. I got asked out on a date and I was like, okay. So I decided to go on this date. But during the date, I got asked, how do I get back with my ex-wife? Your eyes. I know that's what I had a choice right then and there. I wasn't upset because the healer and helper in me, well, let's talk about this. Why did you guys get split up and what can you do now? Is how I handled it. And I said, you know what? God, this wasn't the right one for me, but did he realize something, about himself? And if he does get back, can he make it happen? That's my question. But you
That's
know,
amazing.
it's a give or take thing. I don't tell anybody I want to go on a date that I have a podcast anymore because I don't want to be like a life coach on my date.
Well, and maybe that's your calling too, right? Maybe that is your calling. Maybe you should be one because you're amazing. You
Oh,
know, one
you're
door
sweet.
closes, another one opens, and maybe that is your calling. And you
Yeah.
maybe need to lean into it and see what it takes to become a life coach because you're
Well,
incredible.
I did take courses in it.
Oh, there
So
you
became,
go.
yeah, a certified one, but I'm a certified wedding planner and I've been through so many different things in life, with going through hard relationships, so it's been different and I can see where people struggle and not only if it's abuse they're going through, even when the biggest thing I see is weight loss surgery. There's a lot of divorces involved with that too, because the person's changing and it's just the hardest thing. Well, why did they do this and that? So, as one of those patients, I think when they send you to the counselor to talk to them before that surgery, that was very wise. But I think we need to do it after because when I was bigger, people treated me a lot different.
Yeah.
Now, I had boyfriends that stayed around and we did fall in love and it was great. Now I've lost a lot of weight. I had one person say, I couldn't date you because many people look at you. And I, for the first time the other day, go, I want to go back to my old self. And I did it for pain reasons. I
Yeah.
was diagnosed with Crohn's disease. I was diabetic. It took all of that away with the surgery. I
Amazing,
bettered
amazing.
myself, but
Congratulations. That's
yeah, the whole
beautiful.
judging thing is
Yeah.
don't
Oh,
judge
we can
people.
we can do a
Yeah,
whole podcast
I
on
know,
that.
right?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
definitely. I want to say, the company that you have, is there a way for people to find that and purchase it from you?
Sure. Connect with me first because I become your coach. There's steps to success. There's a protocol to follow, and I take this very personally. And I hold your hand. We become family,
Oh,
and I want to educate you before you buy anything. I'm not in the business of selling things. I'm in the business. I'm on a mission to help you get your better quality of life back. So you have to understand what you're
yeah.
getting before you purchase it. And there's a commitment required. So I like to, do a personal consultation, guide you through all the steps. So connect
Yeah.
with me first and let me help you, find some more joy in your life.
So what's the best way to reach you? Do you have a
Um,
website?
Facebook.
Okay, Facebook.
Yeah,
Okay, and I
Facebook.
have your links.
Yeah, you have my links, and I can give you my phone number. It goes everywhere, so I'm okay with it. People can call me and say they came from your podcast. It's three two
Okay.
three 428
Mm-hmm.
2499.
24.99. And I'll add that when I post everything
Thank
into the
you.
links. Yes,
Thank you.
definitely.
This
So
was
it's
great.
important. Yeah, it is great. it's so important to connect and everything. And I want to thank you so much for sharing your journey, your
Thank you.
success, you finding hope in stuff that can be challenging, because we got to give hope in the world,
Yes.
don't give up.
Don't
Just
give
like you
up.
said.
And if anybody just wants to connect and have a conversation, please don't hesitate. The journey, it's not just about my product. It's literally 99.9% is helping you stay in your faith and finding hope and knowing that you're not alone. So I'm here.
Yes. Yay! I love that.
Thank
I
you.
love that. So really quick before I let you go, I want to thank our many sponsors that help keep hope alive, pumping and going. Of course, we have lifeonrecord.com, our interactive guest book. So we talked about that one. We have bridalshowsinc.com. If you are in the Dallas-Fort Worth area and you're planning a special event, they host about maybe 5 different trade shows throughout the year. I think they have one coming up at the end of there's Denton, Las Colinas, and Dallas. So they're going to be within the next couple of months, I believe. So check them out on their website. Go meet those vendors and learn what they have to offer. Our next one is milesandSmilesEvents.com. Miss Deborah Rose, her background is investigation. And then also she does handwriting analysis and lipstick readings, and she's accurate, but she's taken herself in the event industry and creates fun things for like weddings and parties and corporate parties. And yeah, she's just amazing. So check her out as well. Our next one is Bryce Harney. It would be www.brycemagic.com. Right now, he's traveling all across the United States. He's a magician and mind mentalist reader, and he is so good. He's been on a couple news stations before and everything, so he's out there. Our last one is richmondpunch.net. He graduated from the Juilliard, one of the finest violinists. He's been doing several corporate events and weddings and stuff like that. He's been on TV a couple of times for his work and has performed in front of 1 million people, which kudos to him. So but definitely, you can always find our podcast wherever you find your podcast. We have an option. If you have a question for Irene, you can call us at 833-780-HOPE. This will get directed to her as well. There's also a segment on the website for keephopealivepodcast.com where you can leave a smaller message and say, hey, I want to hear a conversation about this and this and this. So we will take that, run with it, and bring it to our podcast. But other than that, thank you so much, Irene. And I hope you have a wonderful holiday. We're so close to Christmas and
Thank
New
you.
Year's. So I hope you have a wonderful time.
Thank
Remember,
you. You
reach
too.
out to us and let us know how we're doing too. So other than that, love and light, guys. Bye-bye.